Here we go. There we go. Yeah, it's done. Okay. I'm doing it slow, off time. What off time means, when you go to lift it, and if I can get, I actually hung my weight. That's good. Can I, Bill? Yeah, be my deal. Grab the weight so I don't hook you with the hook. Now come up, kind of stand up here so you can see it, because they want to see it in the back. So he's got it on there, okay? So, and just hold it at the end of the weight. End of the weight, so I get more of the leader out there, okay? So imagine this being in the water, right? And then I slackline it and see that bait fall. Well, now it's in the water and it's got no weight but the bait and the hook, so it's slowly settling. It's not dropping like this. This is air, right? It's going like this, just real slow. Imagine 20 feet of water, all your line, your bait's there, and it's got nothing holding it but the hook. Here you go. It's just settling out, real slow. That's what they like. When you go to just barely lift, before you get tight, what happens? That bait's up, right? So it's up off the bottom, and you haven't even got your line tight. Once you feel the weight, well, it's moving, okay? So what you got to understand is, when you go to lift it, you brought it up, and you give it some off time. Off time means you're letting that bait settle, sink. That's where most of your strikes are. A little jiggle every now and then. I do a lot of slack line on this. Every now and then I'll shake it a bit. I'll drag it a lot, okay? Just drag it, lift it, shake it. And then, of course, if you're vertical fishing, you know, we're good with you there. Unless you want to jump or something. Anyway, so, you know, vertical, and it's always fun to do that. To me, it's like a giant video game, real life. Looking at my unit, I got my HDS 12, I got my transducer right on my trolling motor. I'm going along it, boom, one shows up on the graph, and I go, there he is, you know, and I drop it right there. And what's crazy is, never drop it downwind. Y'all know that, right? Your trolling motor's here, and you're looking, and there's a fish, and you shut it off, wind's coming this way, and you drop on this side of the trolling motor, what happens? Boat's coming back, next thing you know, and you got the trolling motor, and it's the best bite in the world, okay? I do that at least once or twice a day, and it makes me madder than a hornet. I mean, I'm sitting down there like this, and I'm like, there you see, go, and you hit the trolling motor because you're trying to keep, you're like, come on, man. Anyway, so you always try to go upwind, okay? So that if your wind's blowing this way and you see the fish, you drop it here, and you can watch your bait go. It's really cool. You know, my graph, I can sit there and I'll actually draw two little lines. One's the drop shot weight and one's the worm. Draws two little lines going down, and you go get right on the fish. You get to see them, right? And now, if they're suspended, what can you do? Stop it on the fish. All right, you don't have to go all the way to the bottom. I go all the way to the bottom a lot of times. Sometimes I'm watching a fish, and one of my best drop shot tournaments was at Table Rock. So I'm at Table Rock, and you're just seeing them, and it's just a blast. So I drop down, and I'm seeing the fish down there because it's a little red mark, and I go, oh, there's one. Drop, come on. And it finally gets down there in like 40 feet of water. It finally gets down to them, but just as it's getting there, all of a sudden, here comes one from the bottom. Here comes the one I'm looking at. There's two of them. Go, so there's two. No, there's three. Oh, they're fighting. Dunk. I mean, it's just that quick. It's like they're going to fight for it. Once you know there's more than one fish, they get in competition. It's just two going. You're like, oh, yeah. You catch a 3-pound smallmouth. You're like, this is awesome.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.